It's happening, right now, even if you haven't fully registered it yet. Your body has just been struck by something invisible but incredibly potent, a psychic storm. And although you might not be able to explain it logically, you can already feel the subtle tremors it's creating beneath the surface. This isn't the kind of shift you read about and brush off. This is the kind of energetic event that rewires your internal landscape, moment by moment, cell by cell. Something is stirring deep within, and your physical body has become the center stage for a cosmic interaction that is both magnificent and intense. Today marks a rare and deeply energetic collision of forces. Venus has officially entered Gemini, awakening a vortex of mental movement and communicative sparks. At the very same time, Neptune has begun its retrograde journey, slipping backwards in that dreamy, etheric way only Neptune can. Imagine the universe pressing play and rewind at the exact same time. One force speeding up the mental circuitry, and another peeling back the layers of illusion and dream space. This isn't just poetic, it's physiological. This energy is not just visiting your mind or heart. It's arriving through the body, like a signal spike vibrating through your nervous system. The impact isn't waiting, it's already begun. You'll feel it today, not tomorrow, not later this week, but now. If you woke up this morning with a random word, name, or sentence echoing in your mind, one that makes no logical sense, don't dismiss it. There's something you're tuning into, even if you haven't made the connection yet. It might feel like your subconscious suddenly started speaking out loud, or like someone else's thought momentarily passed through your head. That's not just imagination. That's a transmission, and it's part of a broader pattern that's becoming increasingly hard to ignore. Have you noticed yourself doing things almost mechanically? Like walking into a room and immediately forgetting why you're there? Maybe you've been drifting through familiar routines only to snap out of it and wonder how you got from one moment to the next. If that's happening more often lately, you're not alone. Many people are reporting similar experiences. Pockets of blank space, moments of forgetfulness, odd little glitches in consciousness that seem to interrupt normal flow. But these aren't random. They're signals. They're pointing to something shifting beneath the surface of your awareness, something pulling your attention to the energetic rather than the physical. And it gets stranger still, because something else, something more electric, has just cracked open. You may notice a sudden urge to talk endlessly, to share old memories, to ramble without filter, or to finally let out something that's been buried for years. Conversely, you might go completely quiet, shutting down all forms of verbal communication. There's no in-between with this. Venus entering Gemini has activated the throat center in a massive way, and Gemini isn't just about talking, it's about transmitting. Your throat chakra isn't gently opening, it's being flooded with energy. It's as if your voice becomes a conduit, and in moments, you might hear yourself say something that doesn't even feel like it came from you. You may hear your own voice and feel a subtle detachment, like someone else borrowed your vocal cords to say something that needed to be said. That's not a glitch. That's spiritual feedback in real time. The portal through the throat is wide open now, and things are moving through it. Some yours, some not. And while all of that is happening above the surface, something deeper is unfolding behind your eyes. You may feel like your vision is sharper, like the world suddenly got brighter, not metaphorically, but literally. Screens may feel harsher, lights more piercing. You may blink more often, feel the need to close your eyes even in broad daylight, or struggle to focus on one spot without feeling overwhelmed. Your eyes aren't just seeing, they're translating. With Neptune going retrograde, the veil of illusion is beginning to dissolve, and with that, your inner vision is being turned all the way up. This isn't just about dreams anymore. This is about insight, perception, and the subtle frequencies that exist between what's visible. When Neptune reverses direction, it clears out the fog that normally softens reality. That clarity might be empowering for some, but for others it can be too much, too quickly. Meanwhile, Venus in Gemini is sharpening mental speed, fine-tuning your awareness, and magnifying your attention span to catch every flicker of motion, every word, every micro-expression. It's like your consciousness is operating in high definition, and sometimes that can feel like too much data for one body to process. So what happens when the veil thins? When your perception expands before you're ready? You start noticing things that aren't supposed to be noticed. Movement in your peripheral vision, patterns in the shadows, flickering lights that seem to shift as soon as you look at them, odd reflections that almost appear to breathe or pulse. This isn't hallucination. This is what it feels like when you start seeing through things, not just at them. It's insight overload, a wave of awareness that hits the physical body harder than most people realize. Your body isn't malfunctioning, it's adapting. When perception accelerates like this, the body's natural filters, especially the eyes, get overwhelmed. That's why you may find it hard to concentrate, to focus on a screen or a page for too long, or to keep your eyes open without feeling overstimulated. You're not just reacting to external light, you're feeling internal light being activated. And all that energy has to go somewhere. For many, it's now starting to manifest in a specific physical form. If your eye has been twitching today, even just slightly for no apparent reason, know that it's not just stress or lack of sleep. It's an energetic response. In highly sensitive individuals, these kinds of physical tics can emerge when the nervous system is attempting to process or discharge unseen frequencies. The body is intelligent, and it always seeks balance. When two powerful celestial bodies, Venus and Neptune, activate in opposite directions, the energetic tension can build quickly. And a twitching eye is one of the most common signs that your body is trying to ground that tension in real time. Venus in Gemini is like lightning in the mind. It triggers downloads, fast-moving thoughts, an influx of ideas and impulses that don't have a clear outlet. Neptune retrograde, on the other hand, floods the system with the return of emotional memories, dreams, and intuitive insights that were previously hidden. When these two energies overlap, it creates a storm of activity in the mind and heart, and the nervous system becomes the battleground where they meet. Your body is absorbing more than you think. It's decoding the invisible, adjusting to new frequencies, responding to planetary movements that don't just hover in the sky, but live within the microcurrents of your energy field. So if you felt off today, mentally scattered, physically wired, emotionally exposed, know that it's not just one of those days. It's an activation. You're moving through a powerful, energetic portal that's peeling back the illusions and turning up the volume on truth. Even if that truth feels messy or overwhelming right now, this isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to validate your experience. Because what you're feeling is real, even if it can't be explained away by logic or easily dismissed. You're not losing your mind. You're tuning into a larger, more nuanced reality. One where your body, your perception, and your intuition are all working together to help you adapt to the next layer of your awakening. Let yourself rest if you need to. Let your eyes close if they must. And most importantly, trust the intelligence of your body. It knows how to hold the storm and transmute it into something you can carry forward. Something subtle but powerful is happening beneath the surface, and your body is already responding, even if your conscious mind hasn't caught up yet. You might have noticed it already. A strange twitch around your eye, a flutter in your fingers, a slight, involuntary pull in the corners of your face. At first glance, it may seem like a minor physical quirk, a momentary muscle spasm. But it's not random. It's not a malfunction or something to ignore. It's your body adapting, adjusting to a new frequency that's moving in from more than one direction at once. There's a reason it's showing up now, and why it's happening in those tiny, sensitive parts of you that are closest to the surface. When subtle energy begins to increase, your nervous system feels it first. Not your thoughts, not your logic, not even your emotions, your nerves. It's the skin, the muscles, the pathways that exist between sensation and awareness. And this kind of twitching, this fluttering, especially around the eyes or face or hands, is your system trying to stabilize something it can't yet explain. It's like your body is catching the frequency before your brain can translate it into language. You're not broken. You're being tuned. What you're experiencing are signals. These sensations, strange as they might seem, are a form of communication. They often appear when you're in a moment of heightened sensitivity, like when you're taking in information that feels important but doesn't yet make logical sense. Or when you're hearing something emotionally intense that makes your breath pause for a beat. It's subtle, yes, but it's not small. It's your system receiving multidimensional input. That flutter, that twitch, it's like your body saying, "Pay attention." Something is moving through. And it's not just physical. You may have noticed your thoughts behaving strangely, looping in odd patterns or repeating fragments of ideas, names, or phrases that don't belong to anything you consciously recall. It's not memory. It's not even imagination. It's something else. An echo of another layer of yourself trying to speak. Especially when it happens the moment you wake up. When your eyes open and a phrase is already in your head, looping like a forgotten lyric. A word you've never heard, a sentence that doesn't make sense, a name you don't know. Don't dismiss it. Don't wave it away as random, because it's not. This is the kind of activation that occurs when Venus shifts into Gemini. This isn't just a celestial event, it's a multidimensional opening. Venus in Gemini doesn't just activate the throat or influence communication in the usual way. It begins a deeper unraveling, a pulling of invisible threads through the layers of your mental, emotional, and even meta-mental fields. Words begin to hold more weight. Thoughts are no longer just private monologues. They become bridges between timelines, dimensions, and layers of consciousness. And when Neptune begins its retrograde motion at the same time, that veil, the one that normally filters out what's too strange, too surreal, too dreamlike for waking life, begins to thin, crack, shift. Neptune retrograde doesn't just pull you into dream states, it lets the dream bleed into your reality. The subconscious rises to the surface. The whispers get louder. The symbolic becomes literal. Messages once locked in dreams and fragments of intuition begin to show up in the light of day, raw and unexplained. So when you wake up with a phrase echoing in your mind, or a strange thought repeats throughout the day, know that you're not just remembering, you're receiving. These are energetic keys. They may not make sense at first because they're not meant to. They're meant to rest in your awareness like puzzle pieces. their clarity unfolds over time. And one day, soon, maybe today, maybe a week from now, you'll hear a sentence, see an image, or read a line that perfectly matches the phrase you've been carrying. And in that moment, everything will align, and you'll understand, not from logic, but from inner knowing. This is how downloads happen, not through thunderclaps and dramatic signs, but through repetition, subtlety, and synchronicity. Your mind is acting as a translator right now, bridging everything your body already knows but doesn't yet have language for. And in that space between the known and the emerging, the body becomes the instrument of translation. That's why it twitches. That's why it heats up. That's why it cools down. The pressure from this energetic shift has to go somewhere. Have you felt the temperature changes? Not outside, but inside your body. One moment you feel hot for no reason. Your chest flushes, your cheeks warm, your arms start to tingle with heat. And then just as suddenly, it's gone. You feel a chill, a cold that doesn't come from the air around you, but from inside, like a breeze moving through your skin. There's no fever, no sickness, just strange shifts that seem to have no physical explanation. This is real, it's energetic, it's a response to something deeper. When Venus enters Gemini, the body doesn't just listen, it broadcasts. It processes not only thoughts, but energy, not only emotions, but frequencies. You become an antenna, receiving and responding to data that is not just symbolic, but literal. This isn't poetry. It's biology meeting spirituality. You're processing signals faster than ever. And when information moves through you at this speed, your system doesn't always have time to neatly store it. Instead, it responds with physical cues, like bursts of heat, waves of cold, moments of vibration. The body finds any outlet it can. For many, this shows up as heat, not just in the obvious ways, but in strange places. A warmth in your lower back, a flash behind your knees, a pulsing in your palms or sternum. These are micro-spiritual flare-ups, bursts of energetic recoding, like your internal system is running hot while rewriting old programming. Think of it like a software update. The system gets warm while new codes are installed. But this isn't just Venus at work. Neptune's retrograde energy adds another layer. While Venus is pushing energy in, Neptune is pulling energy out. It's a dynamic of exchange. What no longer serves is being dissolved, while what's next is being uploaded. One inflow, one outflow, one writes, one clears. Together, they create a kind of chaos that doesn't just live in your emotions, it lives in your cells. So don't be surprised if you suddenly sweat during an emotionally charged conversation, or feel cold when something resonates so deeply that it bypasses your intellect. Your body is responding to the unseen. It's not just reacting, it's translating, absorbing, integrating. And none of this is random. Everything you're feeling now is evidence of movement, not just around you, but within you. The universe speaks in frequencies, and right now you're aligned to hear it. Even if it comes in the form of a repeated word, even if it feels like static, even if it makes no sense at first. So pay attention to the phrases that won't leave your mind. Listen to the loops that echo in the quiet moments. Write down what you wake up with, even if it sounds like nonsense. These are not accidents. They're breadcrumbs, energetic seeds planted by a deeper version of you. One that's trying to get your attention, not through logic, but through resonance. You're not imagining things. You're not overreacting. You're not making it up. You're tuning in. You're decoding. You're receiving in ways your past self wasn't ready for. But your present self is finally aligned to hold. so breathe through the strange. Embrace the unexplainable, trust the body, and remember, not everything that arrives with mystery is meant to stay a mystery. Sometimes it's just early, and you are right on time. What you're experiencing isn't just in your head, and it certainly isn't something wrong with you. What you're going through is part of a deeper process, something that transcends surface-level symptoms and moves into the territory of energetic metabolization. It may look psychosomatic on the outside, but what's really happening is your body is adjusting, absorbing, and trying to keep pace with subtle frequencies that your conscious mind can't fully register. There's no textbook for this, no diagnosis, no neat label. But that doesn't make it any less real. You might be feeling out of sync, like you're here and not here at the same time. One part of you is doing the normal things, scrolling through your phone, responding to messages, going through the motions of your daily routine. But there's another part, an invisible version of you, drifting somewhere else entirely. That part doesn't seem fully anchored in your body. It forgets why it walked into a room. It blanks out mid-conversation. It wakes up feeling like it already lived a full day in some other dimension before the sun even rose. This is what some call dual reality sickness. But it's more than just a catchy phrase. It's the physical, emotional, and energetic confusion that takes place when your consciousness is straddling two timelines. Your body, caught in the middle, starts to act out in strange and subtle ways. Today, that sensation might feel even more intense because of the cosmic dance happening above. Venus has entered the mentally charged sign of Gemini, accelerating everything. Thoughts, conversations, urges, and multitasking tendencies. It's like your brain is skipping through channels at hyperspeed, noticing everything, and wanting to process it all at once. But while Venus is speeding things up in the present, Neptune is doing the exact opposite. It's moving in reverse, slowly dragging your energy backward into places you've already been, into past experiences, old timelines, forgotten dreams, and emotional undercurrents that still need closure. So now you have two forces pulling you in different directions. One urging you forward into rapid thought loops and conversations. The other asking you to linger in the past, to remember, to feel, to dissolve what hasn't been healed. The result? A deeply disorienting experience where the body doesn't know how to fully inhabit either place. You're not grounded, but you're not floating freely either. You're somewhere in between. This disconnection can feel like a subtle form of disembodiment. You may go through a full conversation and later realize you weren't really there. Not fully. You may dream more vividly than usual. Dreams that feel too real to be dreams. You might even wake up feeling emotionally drained, shaken, or profoundly affected by something you can't quite remember. That's because your subconscious is clocking double shifts right now. It's trying to process the energetic tension of two overlapping storylines. Your soul is navigating both realities at once, and your nervous system is trying its best to keep up. Some people are experiencing massive shifts in sleep patterns. Either they're sleeping all the time and still waking up exhausted, or they're hardly sleeping at all. Others describe a feeling of jet lag even though they haven't left their homes, and more people are reporting that their inner world, the world of thoughts, dreams, memories, and emotions, feels more vivid, more real, than anything happening around them. That's not your imagination. That's Neptune's grip pulling harder, while Venus keeps spiking mental stimuli, making it impossible to tune out. You're not escaping reality. You're trying to integrate multiple layers of it. You may also be noticing strange fluctuations in how time feels. Sometimes a single hour stretches endlessly, and other times a whole day vanishes like a flash. These distortions aren't just mental, they're energetic indicators that you are in a rare overlap zone. You're brushing up against the timeline you came from while trying to live inside the one you're in now. The part of you that keeps waking up throughout the day, that's the part adjusting to this recalibration. That's the part still figuring out how to fully land here. And when things get this energetically complex, the body starts to look for ways to re-anchor itself in the now. Sometimes that starts in the most unexpected place, your mouth. If you've been craving citrus, sugar, spice, or even biting into lemons out of nowhere, this isn't just about taste or hunger. This is your body trying to ground. These sudden urges are not random. They're your system's way of cutting through the fog and mental noise. Venus in Gemini is like a chaotic orchestra of thoughts. It's chatter, texting, scrolling, talking, overanalyzing, and rapid-fire emotions that shift before you can name them. It floods your internal space with mental buzz, making it hard to focus, to rest, or to fully feel. And when the mind becomes overwhelmed like that, the body looks for anchors. Fast, one of the quickest sensory anchors available? Flavor. Your taste buds become a grounding tool. They're reaching for sweet, sour, spicy, or bold flavors. Not because you're indulging, but because your system is trying to land you back in your body. Citrus cravings are especially common right now. That's because citrus has a sharp, bright, solar quality. It slices through Neptune's foggy, dreamlike energy. It's a jolt of now, a burst of clarity in a sea of mist. When your mind feels like it's floating away, citrus helps cut through and bring you back to presence. And then there's sugar, not just for dopamine, but for density. When your thoughts are scattered and emotions feel too complex to touch, your body might seek something fast, something grounding. Sugar can deliver an immediate sense of presence, a quick return to the body when you're otherwise drifting. Even a small piece of chocolate or something sweet can trigger just enough sensory feedback to help your system catch its breath. Spice plays a similar role. Even those who typically avoid spicy foods may find themselves craving heat. That's because spice activates. It's stimulating. It brings you into full sensation mode. The burn on your tongue, the warmth spreading through your chest, it's undeniable. You can't mentally drift when your senses are lit up like that. Spice acts like a fire alarm for the body's awareness system, pulling you into the now. These reactions, whether through taste, sleep patterns, mood shifts, or time distortions, are all ways your body is trying to metabolize the immense amount of energy moving through you right now. They are not problems to be fixed. They are signs of adaptation. You're not malfunctioning. You're becoming more attuned, more sensitive, more receptive. And with that comes the need for new ways to stabilize. So if you find yourself lost in thought one moment and hypersensitive to taste or sound the next, be gentle with yourself. You're not broken. You're not scatterbrained. You're not regressing. You are energetically recalibrating in real time as the cosmos asks more of your attention and your intuition than ever before. This period may feel confusing, disorienting, even exhausting, but it's part of something greater, an initiation into multidimensional awareness. You are learning to live between worlds, to walk through timelines, to hold paradox without needing to resolve it. Your body is your ally in that process. Listen to it. Let it anchor you. Let it guide you home, even if that home feels like it's shifting under your feet. You are not alone in this strange, beautiful unraveling. Many others are waking up in the same way. between dreams, between thoughts, between versions of self. And through it all, your body knows what to do. Trust it. Have you ever found yourself suddenly craving a hot sauce that once felt far too intense? That one fiery flavor you used to avoid because it overwhelmed your senses. Yet today, something in you is drawn to it like a moth to flame. There's a reason behind this pull, and it's not about taste or appetite in the conventional sense. It's about embodiment. It's about feeling. It's about anchoring your awareness into the present moment, when everything around you, energetically, mentally, emotionally, feels disjointed, scattered, or surreal. Spicy food has a way of yanking you straight into your body. It heats up your system, draws sweat to the surface, and awakens sensation. It floods your awareness with the immediacy of physical experience. And when you're moving through a period of energetic upheaval, when things feel disorienting or disconnected, that rush of sensation is sometimes the only thing that can bring you back into yourself. It pulls you into the now, into the tangible, into your own skin. But there's something deeper going on too. Your body, this wise, intricate, intuitive vessel, has an incredible way of responding to what your spirit is going through. And sometimes, when your spirit is on the verge of slipping away, zoning out, or dissociating from reality, it's flavor that becomes the rope, the grounding line, the one thread that can pull you back into presence. So if you've been eating in ways that feel strange, impulsive, more vivid, or even wildly intense lately, try not to judge yourself. This isn't a moment for harsh discipline or self-critique. It's a moment for compassion. What you're experiencing is a form of recalibration. Your system is trying to sift through the noise and find the signal. It's searching for clarity in the middle of a swirling, energetic storm. And sometimes, biting into something tangy, sugary, salty, or painfully spicy is the only way to feel something real. The only way to remember you're still here. Still in this body. Still alive. Let yourself have that if it helps. You may have also noticed a strange new sensation within your body. A kind of internal agitation that doesn't seem to come from any obvious source. It's not a skin condition. It's not about dryness or allergies or something brushing against your skin. It doesn't swell or leave marks. But it feels like an itch from the inside out. Almost as if your very frequency is trying to push through your skin. Like your energy is trying to erupt or escape from the surface. And you're not alone in this. Many people are reporting a similar kind of restlessness, especially in high-energy zones like the arms, the back of the neck, and right along the spine. These aren't random locations. These are power points of your energetic body. These are places where transmission happens, where energy moves in and out, where signals are received and expressed. Right now, Venus in Gemini is ramping up mental energy. It's sharpening our thoughts, quickening our perception, and adding a kind of hyperactivity to our inner world. Meanwhile, Neptune, now in retrograde, is unearthing ancient frequencies that have long been buried in the depths of our unconscious and our physical bodies. When these two cosmic forces intersect, it creates a kind of energetic exfoliation. Your body begins shedding energetic debris, old patterns, outdated programs, emotional residue, and your skin, the outermost layer of your being, starts to feel it first. That itch? It's not about your epidermis. It's about something much deeper. It's about the psychic skin you're shedding. And like a snake preparing to molt, your energy body begins to stretch, twist, and push against what no longer fits. There's pressure. There's movement. There's friction. This is growth. This is expansion. This is your transformation made tangible. The reason you're feeling it so strongly in your arms, spine, and neck is because those areas are like energetic highways. The arms are your tools of communication and action. They reach, they give, they receive. Your spine holds your core frequency. It's your main line, your central signal, your internal backbone of energy. And your neck? That's your channel. That's your voice, your truth, your ability to turn inner awareness into outer expression. It's the gateway between your head and your heart, the bridge between thought and reality. When these centers are hit all at once with energetic upgrades, it's not subtle. You feel it. You feel it as agitation, as pressure, as restlessness. And it doesn't mean something's wrong. It means something's working. You're not breaking down. You're leveling up. Your physical body is catching up with what your energetic body already knows. It's time for an update. If it feels like your skin is trying to say something, don't ignore it. This isn't a call for lotion or scratching. It's a call for release. Stretch, shake, move, breathe, dance, human. Do whatever it takes to get the energy moving, because the more you allow your body to process and let go of these old imprints, the more easily your system can integrate the new. Eventually, the itch will shift. It will transform into a different kind of sensation, one that feels less like irritation and more like heightened awareness. You'll feel more attuned, more sensitive, more clear. But in the meantime, know that your nervous system is working overtime, especially in those areas that have been holding more than their fair share. Let's talk about that familiar tension in your neck and shoulders, the one you've probably blamed on bad posture, an awkward pillow, or too much time staring at screens. But what if none of those are the real cause? What if what you're feeling isn't physical strain at all, but energetic overload? What if your shoulders aren't sore from sitting wrong, but from carrying realities you haven't fully processed? What if your neck isn't stiff because of how you slept, but because of how much unspoken truth is lodged in your throat? Here's the truth. This is psychic compression. It's what happens when your energetic body is trying to hold the weight of too many timelines at once, and it tends to flare up right after certain thoughts or memories surface. You might notice that you're feeling fine one moment, then suddenly something random bubbles up. A memory from years ago, a sentence you hear yourself say that feels foreign, a visual flash that makes no sense. And then your neck locks up, your jaw clenches, your shoulders harden, and you can't explain why. These aren't random thoughts. They're fragments of your past selves, old versions of you, unresolved emotions, forgotten dreams, and they carry weight. They carry the full energetic signature of who you were when you lived them. When Neptune goes retrograde, it dredges these pieces up from the deep, and Venus in Gemini amplifies them through the mental field. It's not passive nostalgia, it's active, energetic retrieval. You are remembering not just moments, but energies, timelines, echoes, and your body is helping you hold them while you process. It's not stress you're feeling in those moments. It's spiritual bandwidth maxing out. It's the pressure of integration. It's the merging of the self you were, the self you are, and the self you're becoming. And in all of this, your neck plays a crucial role. It is the channel between your inner world and the outer one, the bottleneck of your being. It's where ideas become words, where silence becomes sound. When that channel gets congested, when you have too many tabs open in your mind, when Gemini energy scatters your focus and retrograde Neptune floods you with data, your throat center feels it first. That's why sometimes it's hard to speak, hard to explain, hard to find your voice. It's not just a communication issue, it's an energetic one. So be gentle with yourself. Hydrate, rest, move slowly. Honor what your body is trying to tell you. The itch, the craving, the soreness, the fatigue, it's all communication. It's your body's way of saying, something new is coming, and something old is leaving. You're not broken. You're being reborn. And this time, your transformation won't be silent. It will be felt in every cell, every sensation, every strange craving, and every restless night. You are shifting from the inside out. Let the process unfold. Let the fire move through you. Let the friction polish you into clarity. There's something fascinating happening beneath the surface of your skin right now. Something most people won't notice unless they've started paying attention to the subtle cues of their own inner landscape. As cosmic energies collide, especially under the influence of Neptune's retrograde and the mercurial stirrings of Venus in Gemini, your physical body becomes far more than just flesh and bone. It becomes a conduit, a translator, a deeply sensitive instrument responding to invisible waves of emotional and energetic change. And one of the first places it shows up is in the neck. You might not realize it at first. Maybe it starts with a small, nagging stiffness, a tension you try to stretch out without thinking much of it. But here's the truth hiding underneath that tightness. It isn't random. It's not just bad posture or a poor night's sleep. It's energetic. It's spiritual. And more than anything, it's your body trying to manage the weight of everything you couldn't quite process in the moment. Because when you're simultaneously trying to navigate emotional echoes from timelines your conscious mind can't see, especially under Neptune's dreamy, non-linear pull, your neck often takes the hit. Think of your throat as a sacred gate. It's the space of expression, of communication, of truth. But your neck? That's the toll booth. It's the checkpoint between thought and feeling, between head and heart. And right now, there's a traffic jam of energies trying to make their way through. So if you felt tightness, soreness, or tension that doesn't seem to have a clear cause, you're not broken. You're not malfunctioning. You're simply backed up, energetically, emotionally, spiritually. What's even more curious is that this discomfort doesn't always show up during emotional moments. You may not feel it when you're crying, venting, or even having deep realizations. Instead, it often arrives later, sometimes hours or even days after the moment has passed. That's because your energy body works differently from your conscious mind. It files and stores the things you couldn't fully feel when they were happening. And then, when it's safe, when there's space, when you're still, that's when the body begins to process. And it's not just in the neck. You may have noticed that pins and needles feeling dancing through your arms, legs, fingertips. Maybe it came on just as you were sitting in silence. Maybe it woke you up in the early morning hours. It might have felt like your body was waking up before your consciousness caught up. A quiet inner vibration, like the hum of something ancient and intelligent moving through your system. We're taught to dismiss these sensations, to shake them off, to blame them on sleeping weird or poor circulation. And yes, sometimes those explanations might be partially true. But under today's cosmic configuration, something deeper is at play. Because as Neptune moves backward in retrograde and Venus dances her way through Gemini, the energy is no longer subtle. It's kinetic, alive, demanding to move. Venus in Gemini isn't just stirring your thoughts, it's electrifying them, making them more rapid, more curious, more willing to travel to places they've never gone before. And thoughts? as light as they may seem, carry their own energetic current. Now imagine this current looking for a route, like electricity looking for wires. Your limbs, especially your arms and fingertips, become those wires. The highways for this new frequency to move through. That buzz down your arm, that little jolt in your fingers. It's not just your nerves firing off, it's information, a message, a download. And in those moments, when your body feels like it's lighting up for no reason, pause. Don't brush it off. Instead, ask yourself, what was I just thinking about? What emotion was I holding? What part of me was waking up? Because you're not just reacting anymore. You're translating, you're transmuting. You are becoming a living channel for energies your mind cannot comprehend on its own. This is what spiritual embodiment truly means, when your physical self begins to respond to the invisible layers of reality and turns vibration into sensation, and sensation into awareness. And yes, some people will try to reduce this experience to just nerve stuff. They'll tell you it's random, that your arm just fell asleep. But those who are attuned, those who are sensitive, curious, and spiritually awake, will sense the truth. They'll know this isn't a glitch. This is guidance. Your body is helping you process something your intellect cannot yet articulate. So the next time it happens, when the tingling comes, when the neck tightens, when the vibration flows through your limbs, don't rush to fix it. Don't fear it. Be with it. Sit in the presence of it and ask, what's trying to move through me right now? What message is my body holding that my mind hasn't yet caught up to? Because after that surge, after the buzzing, the awakening, the internal electricity, you'll likely experience something just as powerful: the craving for stillness. And not just stillness in the physical sense. I'm talking about the deep, velvety silence that only comes when all your systems have run at full speed and are now ready to rest. It's a kind of silence that doesn't feel like emptiness. It feels like presence. Like every cell in your body is leaning in to listen to the mystery unfolding inside you. And in that silence, something sacred can happen. You may begin to hear silence, not as the absence of noise, but as a presence of something more subtle, a vibration too pure to be sound, a frequency that says, "You've been activated." Because that's what this is. This isn't random sensation. This isn't a glitch in your system. This is the beginning of activation, your energy field aligning with new frequencies, your nervous system recalibrating to support them, your physical body catching up with the spiritual shift already underway. It's profound, and it's beautiful. But most of all, it's real. If you felt this, you're not alone. You're not imagining it. You're evolving, and your body, wise, ancient, and innately intelligent, is doing everything it can to help you integrate what's arriving. Thank you so much for being here and sharing this moment. If this message resonated with something in you, if it sparked a memory or gave you clarity about something you've been experiencing, I invite you to stay connected. Your presence here matters more than you know. If you'd like to continue this journey with me and explore more of these insights, please consider subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. And I'd truly love to hear about your own experiences. Have you felt these shifts in your body lately? Have the tingles, the tightness, or the stillness been showing up for you too? Share your story in the comments. I read everyone. Until next time, honor your sensations. Trust your body. And remember that the strange things you feel might just be the sacred things waking up inside you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next message.